Ooh. Well, good evening, good people, and Eagle, Commanders, and 49er fans. Oh, and a Kansas City Chief fan. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I see what we have here are like the little pieces from the trees that are beginning to come out. It is literally springtime, although it's gotten cooler since it's turned into spring. We had a couple of days that were really nice last week. Tonight it's about 40 degrees. It's a little chilly. And then this weekend it's going to be like 85. You know, the weather, as they always say, if you don't like the weather, just wait 24 hours and it'll change here in Virginia. So it's been a crazy day. It has literally been a crazy day. I don't even know that I can remember all the things that have happened. And I have to say, being a Dallas Cowboys YouTuber, there's nothing like it. I can't imagine what Tampa Bay YouTubers, how their day goes. I literally, in fact, I'm very fortunate because, you know, if you watch YouTube and people talk about YouTube being, not a real job. And most creators, if they do a video a week, is considered really good. So, that's what, 52 videos in a year. That's great. But the reality is, if you're only able to do that, you've got to really be able to hit on all those videos. You need to get like 100,000 views on that video a week to be able to make any hay as far as ad revenue goes. For me, I found my niche. I always thought it was niche, but niche, as they say, is being the update guy. Okay, when news breaks, I go ahead and I do a video on it, which is great because I don't do that much editing. Now I've gotten so I do a little bit more on the thumbnails and stuff. I've learned how to copy and how to remove the background to put other people and stuff in there, and that's worked out pretty good because they say thumbnails are really what attracts people. And although you got to be careful that you don't use the AI ones, because people see the AI ones and they say, aha, this is another one of the faceless channels, screw that. Really, most of the time, it's pictures of me that actually do better than if I do a thumbnail of something else. Go figure. There's no rhyme or reason with YouTube. But because I do the updates and I do it if I'm in my workshop or if I'm in the man cave or if I'm on the car, it's easy to put out a lot of content. And that only works if there's content to put out. But as we go through the day, we've had Brian Schottenheimer going to Ohio with the training staff and stuff, pro days. We had Cam Ward doing his pro day and kind of throwing shade a little bit at the Cowboys. We had literally a Cleveland old head, which is funny because looking at his Twitter following, he's only got about 2,000 followers. He's supposedly a radio personality, but looking at his YouTube channel, they ain't getting that many views. But he literally goes out there and says Dak Prescott is being traded to the Cleveland Browns, and he's got that going on. I get Dan Saleo calling me to want to get me on there with Philly 500, so Philly 500 can blovate, about how great the Eagles are. He wants to be called the champ. I'm calling him the chump, okay? Even though they've lost 12 starters or 12 players and have only signed, I believe, one. I don't know. I've been keeping up with them. I've been too busy dealing with my family and all that kind of stuff. So how far have I got? Oh, we got Micah Parsons. Shout out to Holly, because Holly let me know about the Micah Parsons kind of clamping back at D-Law, and I just got that done. I literally just got that done because it's just been so busy today. Shout out to Loyal Cowboys, because he's the one that let me know about the Brian Schottenheimer going to the pro days. And then there's Brian Schottenheimer, who spent like a half hour on the phone with Paris Campbell, selling him on the Cowboys and talking about what they want to do. And so then you've got Brian Schottenheimer. Maybe he's a better coach than what you think. What else happened today? It's so much stuff. It's literally been a blur. There was something else that was in there. Oh, Travis Hunter. There's the Travis Hunter. And see, here's the thing that's funny, because when I say I literally hit news early. When I literally was working in the workshop, I came downstairs because Dan Salio had texted me. He had texted me about being on the show, so I wanted to go ahead, set up the streams, and then I could go back up, cut some more plywood. And that's when I saw this clip on Twitter of dude saying that there was a trade thing. And so immediately, I'm trying to do that video. I'm doing that, getting ready to do that video, but I'm seeing that my sound's not recording. And so I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my computer. And then I get Momo call. Momo's calling, because this is the other part of it. And he's complaining about the rules changes for kickoffs, okay? And how, man, this is ridiculous. They keep changing stuff. You know, football's unrecognized. See, there's a lot of things. Momo probably likes a lot of things, but he doesn't talk about those. He talks about all the things he dislikes. So I immediately got that video up about Dak Prescott contract and everything else. And I like to say, I think I got it up before anybody else. There was only one other channel when I saw mine uploaded that it was there, and I think they had about 52 subscribers. Shout out to them as well. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I put that up there and stuff. So we had that going on. And then the rules changed. So now we got CeeDee Lamb. You know, this is crazy how they come up with rules. It seems like specifically because of the Cowboys, okay? Specifically because of the Cowboys. There's the horse collar tackle, which came up, I believe, was it Roy Williams that was doing the horse collar? Was it Roy Williams? But that came because of a Cowboy. And, of course, we had the penalties that were always called on CeeDee Lamb for having his jersey untucked. They called that on him 3 times. Excuse me, not penalties. They fined him. And now it's the finger across the nose. Finger across the nose is no longer allowed. I'm like, come on, people. Come on. Are we serious here? This is getting to be ridiculous, some of the rules and the rule changes and everything else. So what else has happened today? Well, going through with the whole conversation, when I did the video about Cleveland, I said immediately, there's no way in the world this can happen. The Browns already are on the chain for all the dead money with Deshaun Watson, who has just tore his Achilles tendon for the second time in the last 6 months. And that the Cowboys would eat $142 million if they were to trade him for that. They just would. And then I saw a proposal that was, because everybody, when they first heard this, oh, all the Dak Prescott haters are out there. Oh, yeah, man, we going to be getting this, that, and the other. And then I saw this proposal that was Dak Prescott and our first pick going to Cleveland, so that way we would get Cleveland Browns' second pick. I'm like, wait a minute. You're saying Dak Prescott and your number one, and there was another pick. I was like, why would they do that? Because we sit here and people are talking about yesterday. This is where it's crazy. Yesterday, we were talking about trading up for Travis Hunter. Okay, for Travis Hunter. And they said, exchange the first round picks. We'd get, to get up to the top 5. Exchange the first round picks. And then our second round pick. And a 5th round. Now you're going to tell me to trade with Cleveland, you got to get your first round, Dak Prescott, and some other picks? Who's coming up with this shit? Oh, I almost forgot. Then there was another hypothetical draft move where the Cowboys trade their number 1 pick this year to move up to 6, and their number 1 pick and other picks the following year to go to 7 to get 2 playmakers. Like I said, I don't know what other YouTubers do. I honestly don't. Because it's crazy here in Cowboy Land. Your head has to be on a swivel and ready to catch this stuff. Now, I've gotten pretty good over the years of catching the news, between ESPN, between Bleacher Report, between Twitter, between the NFL.com, and the Dallas Cowboys that, constantly stuff is, and then I have great fans like Loyal, like Holly Pierce and all that are helping me get this stuff to get to you. And I really and truly am thankful that it happens. The funny part is I have so many trolls in there that just say, oh, he gets his news from a 7-Eleven clerk. Oh, this guy, he's always doing another video. Oh, this guy. Just don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, because when I started talking about Calais Campbell before anybody else and saying it's a good idea, I just happened to be sooner than everybody else. Now everybody else is getting on the bandwagon and looking and saying, damn. They're saying, damn. They're saying, damn. You mean that 38-year-old had 5 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 12 tackles for loss, 35 solo tackles, 5 batted down balls, 52 total combined tackles, and a forced fumble? Damn! And he only got paid $2 million last year? Damn! Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. When I said it, people, you're stupid. You're stupid. When I started talking about people saying, oh, Travis Hunter, Cowboys, Daniel Jeremiah, I went out and I talked about it and said, hey, here's what it would cost to do that. It's not feasible. People thought I just made it up. Now and then everybody talked about it. Whew. It's hard damn work. And you take a lot of abuse when you do the shit I do. So if you're thinking about getting into YouTube, understand you're going to get shit on a regular basis. You're going to get questioned. But old crusty dudes, they can come out and say whatever. Oh, actually they can't. He's getting vilified up in Cleveland right now. That got ugly. That got ugly fast. I'd like to understand what happened on that one. If dude was, somebody legitimately said that to him and he believed, he thought it was real and thought, hey, I got the scoop. We had Dan Saleo claim that Jimmy Johnson had texted him and said, yeah, this is real. And that Jay Gruden texted him and said, yeah. And then he had a friend in Cleveland, that said, yeah, okay. Now maybe they did actually call the Cowboys and say, hey, you thinking about doing anything with Dak? Maybe that's possible. But there's no way, no how that the Cowboys are doing it. To finish this off, and I'm going long-winded here, it's amazing how many people that are haters literally sent me emails laughing at me and the Cowboys. You're losing your best friend, Dak Prescott. Oh, you're gonna cry. I'm like, come on, people. Seriously? Just another day at Cowboys Zoo. Tomorrow will be another one. If you want to stay busy, try and keep up with the Cowboys. Always remember always to tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, we'll be here tomorrow for another crazy day in Cowboys land. Peace out.